Taishnalaka. Kamuana Ayaka.
Okay, welcome to the world of Cult of the Lamb, the only game where you can recruit cute animals and or indoctrinate them into your cult. And using their devotion, they give you to see horrors beyond your comprehension. Then, you turn them into cute creatures as well. Oh, and on top of that, the game devs will actually marry real people together in a themed event. This is not a joke, look it up. But, boy, do we have a lot to talk about with this game. Okay, now outside of what we are directly told, and some things I don't know that existed, but now I do. But because I know it now, I couldn't get it then. But don't worry, I know a buddy that did have it. Outside of what we're told, the world building with just environments alone, and how creatures look, adds a new layer. But anyways, there are a few things we need to talk about before we dive in there. Like a quick drink break. But yeah, Cult of the Lamb. I love this game. Why do I love this game? Well, I'll tell you at the end. But Cult of the Lamb. This game is big, to say the least. The lore is not that expansive, and I mean, I kind of understand they are a very small studio. All things considered, because Massive Monster has only been going for about 10, maybe 11 years. Roughly 10 to 11 years. Which is a lot. Most indie studios barely release one game. Hollow Knight. Even in a, I don't know, 4-year span. You know, no shade any game franchise that in over 5 years hasn't released a new game. Hollow Knight. But yeah. You want to hear me complain a bit about Hollow Knight? Well, wait until the end of the video. I got a bone to pick. But anyways, there are two comic series that take alongside the game. There are two comic series that are alongside the game. Sorry for the repeat. There are two comic series that are, what the fuck? Why did I type that twice? That's not me. But yeah, there are two comic series, one of which is in the game. The first comic is a digital one you can get in the game, and the second one is after completing the Pilgrim's Quest, which is canon. Then there's a separate non-canon tie-in comics just called Cult of the Lamb. I thought it was called Cult of the Lamb Volume 1 because I thought it was the first volume. No, I'm just stupid. So yeah, that was fun to learn. No, there are more. You're just stupid. It's not all Volume 1. Which a buddy of mine happened to have, and might or might not have, I don't know how legal this is, so might or might not have took a picture of every single page of all 4 volumes, sent all of them to me in painstaking order in a completely separate group chat that we made for this specific purpose, and anytime one was too low quality, because he would send each of them to me, I would go into our DMs, tell them which ones were good and which ones weren't. And then when we finally got all of that, I spent like an hour reading it. Really good series, by the way. If you are just jumping into the Cult of the Lamb, and you're doing your first runs, and it's like, this is a lot. I kind of wonder what it'd be like if there was a non-canon story I could read when I've done getting my okay, we're over the 3-minute mark. I can say the swear words without getting this video shadow banned. Great. I'd like to read a non-canon tie-in comic before I get my ass kicked by the lady in Anchor Deep. I think that bishop's a female. I'd have to relook at the list. It's been like 3 days since I wrote the script, and I've been kind of scrambling doing other things. Oh my god, I forgot to watch Reverse Blue, and it's been, Oh, by the way, I almost forgot to mention, this video, yeah, you're not gonna see this for maybe a month, before it was recorded. I forgot to fucking watch Reverse Blue. Oh, how many days late am I? Okay, we're 3 days late on the Red vs. Blue video. I will get to that right after this one. No, it's 1:15. I'm gonna have to do that literally tomorrow. Okay. Anyways, back on track. Have you ever felt like, you're playing Cult of the Lamb for your first time, and you're like, bruh, I wish I could read a comic. You can. There's a non-canon tie-in you can watch. Is it good? Yes. Is the writing good? Yes. Is the art amazing? Of course it is. Is there emotional stakes that actually make you care for a comic book character? That has never happened to you? Yes. I normally never care about comic book characters. I've read a couple. Just the Silver Eyes novels, because I got those before I found the Silver Eyes trilogy at Walmart for like $5. I was like, that's what you call a deal. So, yeah. So you have 4 novels, and they are pretty good, and give some actual character to the Lamb. And I am going to use them to give us background story and, some personality of Lamb. Essentially what FNAF is at this point. Afton did this in the non-canon novel tie-in. He's an awful person. When, in reality, from what we know from the games, we know jack diddly about them, but FNAF. Trust me. I doubt that video's out yet, but, just know in the future, there will be a video where I just talk about my grievances. I got a lot, so that video is going to just be me bitching for half an hour. Or an hour. I don't know. I haven't written the script or even worked on that one yet, because I'm trying to get this done so I can get the Red vs. Blue videos done, so I can pivot my focus into getting more footage for Hollow Knight, so then I can get that video done and prepared and ready to go before I upload it. Then after that, I have to work on 2 other videos you don't get to know about yet, before working on 3 others, before finishing the Wilford Warstash video I've been meaning to get done for months, while working on another video you guys don't get to know about yet, which I should probably do after this, because it is the easiest and straightforward one, so that I can pivot into the other things. I got a lot going on. Also, I'm trying to 100% Red Dead Redemption, which I've had to put on hold because of everything else. I have no time in my life anymore, and I've genuinely thought about taking a break because of this. But you know what? I don't care. If I just push hard enough, I'll get enough time to play Red Dead, which I haven't done in months, which actually hurt. You know what? I don't think I've played it in a while. Okay, it's been over a month since I've played it. I played it literally on the first day of fucking summer. If that is not the funniest shit ever, I don't know what is. Anyways, back on script. Said I'd tell you about grievances and future videos. A lot of future videos that need to get done. And Wilford Warfstache. He exists entirely because I enjoy everything about Wilford Warfstache. I gotta completely overhaul that video though. I'm gonna probably delete the script and do everything again. Actually finding the videos people reference. We have a lot of work to get done on the Wilford video, so expect that someday. I want you to know entirely, Indie Cross was never supposed to be the first YouTube series was it Indie Cross, or is there one before it? Okay, quick double check. Yeah, it was Indie Cross. Just so you know, my second ever video on this channel was originally Wilford Warfstache, but I couldn't find half of the shit they were talking about, and then I found it on accident. So now, I have all the information I need to do the video, which I haven't overhauled. We'll get to it. Anyway, back on track. But yeah, outside of getting personality for the Lamb from the comics, they are not canon. It does not mean the personalities aren't, and or any background info we can really glean. With that being said, why don't we talk about the cult that we are starting? But first, we need to go back. I mean, really far back. So far back, in fact, I have no B-roll footage other than me just playing the game. Because we have no visuals for this era, so enjoy my shitty gameplay, because I am not good at this game, and I play this game just generally to have fun instead of Hollow Knight. God. See, I'll talk about my grievances. Okay, so we had to go real far back. Back when there were hundreds of gods, maybe even thousands of them, them serving their own purposes, niches, stuff like that, with their own followers that wanted, multiple traits. Then things changed, and something happened at some point for the first crown to be made. Crowns are conduits of immense power of one and or multiple gods, and are generally used to be changed whenever the user desires, to either slay heretics and, just in general assist. Like, it is able to use spells, charms, and all of that completely independent of their own will. Because, well, what else? But, yeah. The crowns, well, at least the one we have, seems to whatever extent, have a will of its own. Anyways, the first crown bearer was born a snake. We know this because after we find all the ancient tablets, it says, never forget me, I think. I'd have to re-go through the wiki because I could not find all the tablets without ending my runs. All of my runs that I was so close to winning. I just needed that one heart, so I wouldn't sacrifice them, so I didn't get all the tablets. But outside of the wiki, I do generally trust the YouTube video, and one of them did show it, so I have evidence, I have proof, I am not crazy. You are crazy for not believing my crazy ramblings that, 1:24 a.m. I swear I'll fix my sleep schedule. It's just I can't record during the day without being boiled alive like a lobster. Anyways. The first ground bear was born a snake. We know this because of what I just said. But anyways, the ground... But yeah, after we got all that, we get a serpent follower form. But anyways, we learned that even back then, some gods eventually disappeared for either not serving their purpose, or another god just taking over their niche. But outside of that, there wasn't a lot when it came to gods dying. It was from what I understand, pretty rare before they arrived. Hold on, I need to do something real quick. I threw away 4 water bottles. I can't speak all of a sudden. I just threw away 4 water bottles. I can't speak. I threw away 4 water bottles. My brain's broken. I threw away 4 water bottles, and I don't know why I feel bottles. Yeah. I just threw away 4, of which 3 I was drinking from earlier today. I consume a lot of water. I'm gonna take a quick drink break. My throat. It lives. Anyways. Yeah, they eventually disappeared, but it was extremely unaware. But there were still hundreds, and at some point, 3 birds were born. 2 brothers and 1 sister. Were put in charge of 3 separate tasks. 1 of fate, 1 of weapons, and 1 of relics. Each of them were tasked with a duty to do their task, to help others, and they'd never use their powers on themselves. But one did. The sister. She attempted to make her own crown and use the relics to gain followers. And whatever happened to lead her to be chained is up in the air. I don't really know. But that is to be her punishment, according to the Pilgrim comic. Or so I was told. I didn't go down that route. I chose Tarot guy. That's why I know him as. I don't know the Fate guy's name. I literally call him Tarot. Or Tarot. That is his name in my brain. I can't override it. So if I ever say Tarot, that is, I'm referring to the Bird of Fate, because, or Fate guy. I don't know his name. I just know it as Tarot. It is burned into my brain, and have you ever called something, but it's slightly wrong? Like how, you can kind of tell what I've been watching recently, and a future video I do. I was watching Spiff play through Undertale, and he called Papyrus, or Papyrus. I don't remember how he said it. Or I can't re-say it because my brain is inches from being considered fried. But yeah, you know when you say something wrong for so long, but it turns out to be pronounced a different way, but now or it's a completely different word, and you just can't switch your brain to doing it. That is why the Fate Bird is now Tarot forever and ever in my brain. Anyways. But yeah. For trying to use her abilities on herself. But yeah, we learned that there are a few gods outside of the ones we shall talk about that might still be alive to some extent. But yeah. The one with the tentacles might be alive because the card does mentions he might not be dead, he might just be resting. And the one of ice might be alive if a certain trailer is to be believed. It was the first to be killed, but Anyways, before we talk about that, we need to talk about 5 gods. Leshy was the god of chaos. Oh, Leshy. Oh, that's a name you might hear a little in a future video. Anyways, Heket, goddess of famine, then Kalamar, god of pestilence, essentially Grandad Nurgle, and Samara, god of war and knowledge. A mix between 2 gods of Greek, Athena and Apollo. I have a cat named Apollo. I haven't seen him in a while. I am really sad. I hope he reappears after being gone for 5 days. He's never been gone for more than 5 at a time, so hopefully he returns. Anyways, and the final one, and the one we know as the One Beneath. He was called this name, but before that, his true name was Nerinder. He was the god of death, and these 5 brothers and sisters killed all the other gods. Or the other gods disappeared or resigned. But at some point, one of the gods split the lands of the old faith and separated them from the main world. Most likely because, he's being murdered by the others. One of the few gods to survive is the god of gold. And to some extent, the tentacle one is hinted at being alive. And a recent trailer leads me to believe the ice one might be. Anyways, these 5 gods created the old faith, and as they gained massive amounts of power from worship, Shamara loved Nerinder. And this love was sparked, general things, and them being simply the god of knowledge. And each one of the gods kind of embodied and could do the opposite. You could pray to the god of pestilence to ward off diseases, for knowledge, for power, for good harvest, stuff like that. And the gods, if you were worthy, would give it to you. And, yeah. Samara decided to help Nerinder experiment and give ideals in the attempt to reverse death. And once he was able to, all the other 4 bishops started to lose a lot of power. Because the ability to reverse death is kind of, fucking broken. So you're telling me if I pray to the big cat over there, I won't die, but if I pray to this fucker, he might make my farm flourish? Or I'm gonna pray to the guy that might keep me, might make it where I can't die. That's kind of fucking neat. Because if I can't die, who cares if my farm fails? I can just wait to eat later or to steal. Because I ain't gonna die. Like, do you blame them for that thought? So, yeah. Fuck, my laundry went off. Hold on, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Don't worry. Ugh, I just had to run and get my laundry. Because the dog decided to throw up on my fucking bed. She just bleh, on my bed. So I had to clean my fucking all the bed sheets, the blanket, the thin thing that goes on top of the other thin thing that covers your bed, and then the thick one that I don't use during the summer. And, you know, I have SFM stuff pulled up because I was trying to download a map that's on Gary's mod. And that's going to take a minute. So while that's going, I figured to work on the video. Anyways. So yeah, you know, he started to get all of the faith. You know, and all the other 4 bishops lost power. So they all attacked him one night. But not before he put up a fight. Due to him, you know, being the strongest, he, you know, fucking kicked ass. He took out Leshy's eyes, then cut Hekek's throat, then Kalamar's ears came off, and Sarmara, the one who loved him and helped him, all of this happened. You know, loved him and caused all of this to happen. And organized his death. Had their skull crushed for it. Losing a bit of themselves and power. And with this, in the end, the 4 against 1 led to him being killed and sealed. To make sure he would never escape, they linked their lives to keeping him sealed. But a prophecy foretold from the Bird of Fate that a lamb would set him free. But before then, there were, you know, they scoured all of the old faith looking for him. But before that, a old man known as Vertu ran the cult before you. But, due to a lack of sacrifices, according to the Volume 1 comic, he lost his crown and lost everything. Or notes that you can only get if you sacrifice him in the base game. And I didn't, because I didn't want to sacrifice my knuckle bones guy that I used to milk money off of when I need it. While he doesn't give a lot, he gives enough. Enough to make me waste like 2 hours, like an hour, I think, to get like 300 gold. I don't remember. It's been like, I want to say 2 weeks, 3, since I beat enough of the game to consider it done. Because I defeated all the bishops and was the new god of everything. Anyways, so, but then a long time after, a lamb hiding in a farmstead after a bad harvest, the farmers sold the lamb out for some gold to keep them alive, food. This was us. We get taken to our execution. We will be executed. We are heretics because that's just the role we were born into. We hold no malice for those who did that to us, because we know if the roles were reversed, we do the same to them. As we get laid, neck outstretched before the bishops of the old faith, they are glad. Anyways, they're glad to see that the prophecy will never be fulfilled, thus making the old faith last forever. But things didn't go that way. They ended up sending us right to him. We wake up in a heaven-like place, to where we find 3 cats, 2 smaller ones on each side, and a big one sealed away. the one who waits beneath. He gives the lamb a choice to join him, receive the crown, and take revenge on the bishops that did that to him. Or die. And we, of course, take this offer fucking instantly. We happen to bump into Ratau. He explains how he wants to help us, and he is the one who actually came before us. After getting our first followers, he explains how everything works with devotion, how it makes us stronger. But the lamb, after being sacrificed, will have nothing to do with sacrifices to do. With that being said, no more non-canon comic book lore that I'm using. Because I really do believe that no matter the continuity is canon. Because I don't think the lamb would sacrifice anyone because, well, I know if my ass got sacrificed, I wouldn't want that to happen to anyone. Like, what psychopath would almost get murdered through a specific method, then want that to be done onto others? It makes no sense. Why would you want to hurt other people the same way you were hurt? That doesn't fix the fucking problem. You just fucking do it again. It's like, oh, I almost got sacrificed to fulfill a prophecy. What if I sacrifice someone else so my prophecy can go on? It's like, brother, you're going to fulfill it. You've already been chosen. Why kill this motherfucker? I didn't sacrifice a single follower until the second half of the game. Jesus fuck, the second half broke me. Or, no, parts of the first half did also break me. No, it was only the second half. Yeah, because after I died for the first time, I was like, fuck it. I remember that. Because I was just so fucking fed up. I was like, man, I'm tired of dying. I just want to fucking finish this game. So I sacrificed a bunch of fuckers. Just so I could finally be back. Because no matter as much as I love this game, sometimes I get tired. And I was tired. As I currently am. It's almost 3 a.m. and I not only have to figure out how to get a SFM map working that I downloaded off of YouTube because it was a very specific map I need. I need to figure out how to get that work. I also have to do something for the other channel that I run that does completely different things that will never be named. If you find it, you know. If you don't know, then, well, don't look for it. I don't fucking... I'm a little sleep deprived. See, yesterday, which is not yesterday of recording this, but on July 5th, I went to Kentucky with family and a friend. Well, see, I was stuck in the car most of the day, got there, was there till around, around midnight, and then we were in the car for multiple hours. It was like 3 when we got back. Maybe 3 when we got back. It might have been 4. But keep in mind, it took us more time to get there than to get back. Because fucking GPS showed us a much more efficient path than the other one. We got home at like fucking 4, 5, maybe 3, I don't remember, after leaving at around 10. I flopped down my fucking bed, went to sleep. Woke up at 2 p.m. Extremely dazed and dehydrated because, man, the sun has been awful today. So yeah, I'm a little tired. Anyways, back on script. Okay. But outside of like backstory and the bit of the lamb and the fact the lamb is cocky and slightly arrogant at times, but seems to, at some extent, care for his flock. That is all the information we're using from the book. So yeah, we fight through Leshy's land and learn of what he is, what they are able to do with their powers, and how their followers can fight for them, fight in their land. And as our cult grows stronger, meanwhile, they lament how they don't want to inform Shamura for some reason. Leshy eventually fights the lamb, dies, and at the feet, one of the chains break. And the one who waits beneath rewards us and tells us that we are doing great. The other bishops finally tell Shamura, and they seem to be completely unbothered by what is going on. They pretty much just accept their fucking fate. But we happen to bump into a cat, and it turns out this one is the mother of the two cats that guard the one who waits beneath. Apparently, Shamura gave those two to him as a gift so he wouldn't be lonely. Apparently, 50-50 on this one. I didn't really fact check the dude that said this. Might be a different god. I don't remember. I was writing this at 3:45 in the morning before going to Kentucky. I didn't get much sleep. Yesterday was hell. Oh no, I got that done the night before. The day before. God, my brain is a little melted. If you can't tell, like a crown you left in the fireplace. My brain is a little fried because I need sleep. Anyways. Apparently get those two to him so he wouldn't be, lonely. So apparently love really does not die. Apparently love will never die, some say. Okay, I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. I just parted my first ever map that is known on the SFM workshop. On to SFM for my very first time. I ported this map for second channel junk, but yeah. Anyways, after that we hunt Hek, which after 4 more grueling mini bosses, we reach her, and after a somewhat intense fight, if you didn't have orbital fucking strike, I don't know if it was during the playthrough that I did or a previous one, but it was either the fucking, because there's this one relic, I don't know if it was just my original save or it's been patched out recently, but I remember pressing the relic button, and it's the one that spawns bombs on the other side of the map. And I remember pushing it, and it fucking orbital striked. Where the fucking bot, the fucking bishop like that? It literally orbital strike the fucker and sent them right to purgatory. I'll get into that later. Hold on. But yeah. We literally sent those fuckers to the gulag. I don't know if it was this time or a previous time, but I just have a slight memory. But no, stop. Beyond. Hold on, I'll find where I was. On second thought, I won't. So yeah, after an interesting fight, we kill her. As well as we have the other two bishops get through. The other one kind of accepts it. And we go into Anchor Deep to fight Calamar. As we fight their land, they will infect our followers with sicknesses. And after we fight through a pretty annoying gauntlet with her levels, we eventually finally kill her. And we're on to the final boss. They fight us, turn our followers against us. Clever! But we must change focus a bit to one of the canon comics, Pilgrim's Passage. It follows Jalala as she enters the land of the old faith on a boat, meaning there is a mainland. She is on the shore, and after a overwhelming entrance, while she is looking at her brother, she bumps into her brother, Yerlin, she was looking for him. She bumps into Reinor. He helps her through the land as they try to survive looking for paradise. She learns of the bishops, and after getting split up by some cultists attacking them, she either meets the relic holder, something I didn't do, or meets the fate holder, the one I did pick. After a chat with either one of them, she reunites with Reinor. As they run into the land... Sorry, there was something in my mouth I had to get rid of real quick. Run through the land of the old faith. They at some point find her... At some point, we, the Lamb, find her brother and rename him Stinky. That's not a joke, that's fucking canon. I love these developers. But yeah, he wants us to find his sister. So, we do in Silk Cradle. She and Reinor got captured by cultists, which we free them. But Jalala thought we were the beast before learning that we are the lamb. And the lamb is good. She learns the lamb is good from her brother, newly named Stinky. After we get her bag, we give it back to us, and she gives us our diary. We learn a bit about her and how she, learned about the land, and how she is in love with the lamb. This is the current fanon pseudo-canon ship in the community. This is the only, headcanon you can tell me. And I'd be like, yeah, I can see that. Because a lot of people, before this comic, and still do, ships the one who Neander with the lamb, and I'm just like, my brother in Christ. But yeah, we know Jalala is in love with the lamb, and Jalala X Lamb is kind of the only fanon, pseudo-canon, ship. I don't know. I've never said ship before. About shipping characters. I go outside. I swear. I touch grass. The only reason this one is slightly believable is because it's in the fucking canon comic that I spent $7 on recently during the summer sale. Or I spent $2, and alongside 2 games that will get their own videos. You know what? I'll give you a hint on both of them. One is GMG. That is the acronym, and the other one, the only thing I know about this game is the seabed looks beautiful. Now, while that may make you think of a certain Scottish oil rig game, I can assure you it's not, but it is another game that Astral Spiff played that I watched alongside the Scottish oil rig game, so I can't tell them apart. Other than saying about an arc. I don't know, I'm pretty sure that comes from the Scottish oil rig game, but I might be wrong. But hey, that's all the hints you get of future videos. But yeah, after that, we finally kill the last bishop and are on par with gods. After we quickly learn about Sin, which is a snake-looking thing in this universe, which is kind of neato. We go to the one who waits beneath. We go back to that godlike landscape that allowed us to escape fate. We walk up to the man who gave us the second chance to deal. He gives us our life. In exchange, we free him from his confines. We walk up to him, and he requests to give him back his crown and to finally die. Him changing the deal, we decide not to, and we fight him. We kill the two bodyguards protecting him before he himself is unleashed from his chains as we fight him. As he spawns endless horrors. Other versions of us, I think. I don't know. I haven't played the game in a while. And this is like a one-time fight. So I don't remember. Spawns shadows of enemies for us to fight as we... And right as we almost kill him, he becomes an eldritch horror, sending his eyes out to try to slay us as our followers are now crucified. We have only one choice. After we finally kill him, we get an option. Do we spare the man who gave us the crown and tried to change the deal that would have led to our death? Or do we spare him? There's a fucking cricket outside that's making me angry. Or do we spare him? He did give us a second chance. In my playthrough, I saved him. Why did I save him? I don't fucking know why. It's for a reason. After we fight and defeat him, he joins our cult. To which we meet a mysterious stranger simply called question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, which I'll call God. God. Because, they made deals with all the other bishops, but yeah, we learn. The bishops aren't dead and are, in fact, still alive and are in purgatory. We learn a bit how purgatory works a bit. And also, God requests for God tears from the original gods that are now very much dead. Their tears are very much still in the land, though. And he will give us rewards. So after we kill Leshy again, he tasks us, and after we indoctrinate Leshy, he tasks us to find his eye. And after we find that, he wants to go back to his old temple and explains the plan. Why he wasn't a part of it. Because he was the god of chaos. We kill Attack. She wants us to find her throat, do the same thing, and farms us on her side. We do this for the other two bishops, and the one who waits beneath bring us all together to claim he no longer holds resentment or something like that to the others. To which is where... And then he brings us where he was killed. Died. At some point, we died on our crusade after killing the 4 bishops the first time and found a strange pool of dark goo and a idol of a goat and a pool of dark liquid. We hear that he is from an alternate reality and something happened and the wall between our realms just got a lot weaker. So now the goat can assist the lamb, and from what we know from his personality is the goat is a lot more brash and angrier version of the lamb, but seems to show a lot of affection towards his followers and the lamb. After all of this, a a god, that the only way this could be natural is if a god did this. But the water freezes in a way only a god can do. And the lamb and goat watches as a storm that is approaching, provoking black clouds and ice. So, wow. Yeah, alright, wrong game. Someday Devil May Cry. Someday Devil May Cry, man. You can tell I wrote this. I want to play Devil May Cry so fucking bad, man. I want to play it after I'm done recording this, man. I want to boot up some DMC3. Oh, load up Bloody Palace. Use my 2 favorite weapons. Might experiment a little. Might play as Virgil, maybe. I don't know. I haven't played as Virgil in a while. But someday, whenever I get a new graphics card, I finally play Devil May Cry 5. Anyways, reference to Virgil aside, there's a storm that is approaching that we don't know what happens next. For the update hasn't come out yet, and it's not going to come out for a little bit because the music composer is no longer with us. And given the fact the studio is a lot more small, anytime something happens, it is a personal thing. Everything in that company is personal, no professional, it is all personal. Which is the charm of that studio, but with the composer being dead, they're all grieving for the loss of their friend. So, for the time being, just accept we're not getting that update anytime soon, and I completely understand. Like, I know if a family member died, I'd be like, so, videos, delayed. I am going to take time to grieve over a family member that I love that died. Think of it like that. Like, if you're working a job, you're, like, a beloved family member died, and you're like, bro, I take a couple of days off to process the loss. You get, so something like that. I'm trying to make this as, how do I put this? As accessible to the most people. Gotta make this make sense. Because I know a lot of people I don't know if it's like some people don't understand, but I found some people, if I don't relate it in some way to how they would experience it, they don't understand. I don't know if it's just like my friends are a little weird, or if it's just something I don't really know, or I don't really understand. That could be a very valid reason. I just don't understand why some people think the way they do. Because I myself, I am neurodivergent. So I don't understand certain things, mainly social cues and stuff like that. Maybe some people are, unless you like relate it to them, they don't understand. I don't know. I just feel like I do have to relate it to other people because I know some of my friends have that problem. So, I'm just saying, I don't know if this is a thing that normal people deal with, or if it's just their version of neurodivergence, because we all have our own. I am diagnosed by a doctor, so I know for a fact I am, but a lot of people don't get diagnosed, so maybe that's their thing. I don't know, it's just a couple of my friends have it, so I just figured to do what I know. So that update's probably going to be delayed. But that is everything for Cult of the Lamb. But there is the comic books I will mention. Essentially, the Lamb finds love in one of his followers. She kills herself in order to bring him back to life. He is sad that she would go against him, which the tarot card reader told him would happen, and how everything, and that is kind of everything like really Cult of the Lamb related, outside of some of the animated trailers and stuff like that. I do want to bring up some stuff that I said earlier and my favorite fact. The devs studio, Massive Monsters, did a themed Cult of the Lamb event where they married real people together in the Lamb's name, which is fucking funny. It is the best thing I've seen. And they all did it in the Lamb's name. They did it fucking funny, dude. It is the best thing I've seen. This is when you know a company you like is not fucking soulless. It's when they do shit like this. Now, the update is going to take a while. Something happened in the company. I don't really feel like really talking about it too much out of, like, respect. Because I don't really want to talk too much about it. Like, I did over-explain a little because I know some of my friends do need that. So, for any of those people that watch my videos that might have the same thing, I just felt like I don't really feel like talking. I don't like talking about this. This is like the same thing with Montiel. I don't like talking about this because I feel disrespectful bringing it up. I won't say his name or his title because just he is the composer. Go listen to his music. I don't know, I feel disrespectful even mentioning it, but I feel like I do need to explain why the update is delayed. But, anyways. With all that being said, I will say I really love this game. It is one of the most unique games I've played, and given the corners the internet bounce from time to time, there is a lot to get me to say about these developers. They're extremely integrated in the community. Not as much as Akita, because nobody can get as deep in the trenches as that mad lad. Literally crashing out about someone saying V1 had a womb. God, I love that man. Okay, well, so how do I explain this? So everything you heard earlier is it's recorded 20 minutes ago. Okay, 20 minutes. Well, maybe a few hours ago, give or take. I was, I got the video finished and was looking a bit at Massive Monster, seeing how integrated in the community they were, because from my knowledge, they were pretty, integrated. Yeah, they're a lot more integrated than I thought, because I didn't ever fully watch the marriage venue video. I knew it happened and skimmed through the video. Yeah, a lot. What really made me realize they're a little maybe too much in the community. It's just one of the cards introducing one of the people was in its natural habitat, the pub. So yeah, I think they give the white haired guy crushing out. Okay, so while I recorded this, I've already recorded this section, but it turns out I was wrong. I was doing I watched a little more stuff with Massive Monster, and yeah, they are in the community. They are more in the community than the angry white haired guy crashing out because a game he made had a theory about a robot with a womb. Anyways, I want to reread the last bit of the script. Anyways, so Massive Monster and their whole game has so much love in it, and that they will commit to the Cult of the Lamb joke really hard. I love everything about this game. I love how refreshing it was between the sessions of pain known as Hollow Knight. No, don't worry. I'm still working on that video. I just need fucking breaks because of the pain that game can fucking be. But yeah, overall, if you haven't played this game or touched it, I extremely suggest you pick it up. Whether you haven't played in a while or you're just getting into it, pick it up. But yeah, really get back into playing this if you haven't, or pick it up. It's really fun. The community is extremely nice, which is refreshing. Yes, I'm looking at you, the Hollow Knight community. Got fucking bullied for asking for advice. Yes, I am still pissed. Just wait. Once just wait till that video. There's a whole section of me moaning and groaning over my fucking gripes. Oh, and the community. I got fucking bullied for asking for general fucking advice. I was like, hey, where do I find this thing? I heard I need it for, because Palace of Pain, I heard getting the Hive Blood is really, really good. And while I explored the Hive, I never did the boss in that area. I was wondering where you would get it, because I kind of forgot about the boss, because by the time I needed it, it was like a week later. And I got multiple people, not one, but fucking like 8 of them. One person told me how to actually fucking get it by linking a video by some other fucker, and the other 8 linked the same fucking video of, this is how much you've explored. Corner of the fucking map was highlighted in green. The west was highlighted in red, areas I fucking been. I got bullied because I forgot about what fucking area I died in. That because the Hollow Knight community really does grind my gears. Because of just being needlessly rude to me for simply asking, where is Hive Blood? I literally, the comment or post or whatever it was, I don't remember where it was on. I was just like, hey, I need live blood, where? And then people were mean to me, and I was like, well, what did I do to you? But yeah, I want to move on, because I did not, 3 fucking nice people, the rest were mean to me. The fuck I do to you? I'm going to move on. But yeah. Anyways. I should end this video before my gripes really get to be too much to handle. Joking aside, I will cover my gripes with that game when it comes. But with that all out of the way, I really do hope you enjoyed today's video, my bitching about Hollow Knight aside. And yeah, we're going to have a themed outro. Subscribe to the channel to join our small flock. Currently, like to give devotion and to spread the word, and share to spread the word. Comment to let me know about your thoughts on the cult. With that being said, 9 o'clock sermon about burning the heretics. Be there or be square. And with that being said, that is your leader, Lawmaker. Signing off.